I used to be 320 pounds and I have since lost 156 pounds all naturally with no loose skin. And today we're going to tell you the foods that have kept us fat on our weight loss journeys that we maybe didn't know, or were keeping the weight on, or were preventing us from losing more weight.
We noticed that 85.8% of you guys are not subscribed. So what are you doing? We give you guys free weight loss advice. And to the 14.2% that are subscribed, you guys are doing something right here. So thank you for all your support. We really appreciate it. But seriously, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below.
I've made a lot of these mistakes over the years, and it's really important that you get educated. I've lost over 100 pounds, and I am really deep into the science of why we put the weight on in the first place and how to reverse chronic disease. And most chronic diseases are caused by obesity. And so if you find yourself in an obese body during these days, you definitely need to be taking steps to turn it around. And we don't want you to fall prey to some of these marketing tactics that we actually fell prey to.
And there are some super simple things you could eliminate or step up, which is part of our method, that you could just do today that would literally help you lose weight, or you could literally lose 5 pounds this week just by eliminating a few of these things that you may be doing and not knowing are keeping the weight on.
100%. One of the things that you did was you fell in love with this protein powder.
The smoothies, the liquid calories. This is really important because I would add peanut butter and protein powder and chia seeds and nuts and all these different seeds and nuts and protein powders, and then it would add up to like 700 calories in one smoothie.
Yeah.
You drink this much and it's like 800 calories, but not that you have to be a crazy calorie counter,
right.
But you don't have to add 4 tablespoons of peanut butter like I was doing, or 1 big scoop of protein powder. If you're using different kinds of protein powders that have sugar or weird fillers, it can actually be the reason you're keeping the weight on.
Yeah, and it's so confusing because we think smoothies are healthy, and they can be. I have a smoothie every morning that helps me to, lose weight and stay healthy and vital and have beautiful skin. But some of the smoothies out there, and the acai bowls especially, and fruit juices that are pasteurized can really be adding on liquid calories, we call it, and preventing you from losing weight.
Frappuccinos, cafe lattes, if you're going out especially and getting these drinks, you don't know what's inside of them and you don't know how they're making them, you need to be extra careful. We love to make our own things at home. So I like to call it the lean green smoothie because it's like a shamrock shake. It has mint, it has stevia, it has sprouts, and it has matcha protein.
Yeah, matcha protein, which is chaga mushroom. It's kind of unusual, but it's really a clean, very lean protein powder.
It's delicious.
It is. And it makes me feel transformed every time I drink it.
And it's like under 200 calories.
I haven't counted the calories. Did you count the calories?
It's really low. I think it's only like 150, which is incredible for 10, 15 grams of protein. Pretty good.
Yeah, and a lot of people think they're being healthy by replacing their creamer with like a coconut creamer or an almond creamer.
Or oat. Oat is just starch juice, by the way.
Yeah, it is a very, very high insulin-producing liquid, oat milk. So if you love oat milk, you may want to consider changing it up with something else. But stuck in those creamers are a lot of calories. There's usually safflower oil or other fillers or oils,
and usually 25 grams of sugar.
Oftentimes. So this leads to our next point, which is about how healthy foods, or foods that are considered healthy, are actually not that healthy. There are hidden sugars in those foods, and they're actually not that great because they have a lot of tapioca starch, or they have other chemicals that are engineered to get your brain into what we call the bliss point.
So read the back of your packages. If there's a name that you can't pronounce or that has sugar in it, probably don't want to be consuming it. And you can replace your sugar with things like monk fruit and stevia. They have different flavors, and if you join our group, I go into depth about how you can replace your sweeteners.
Absolutely. And even goes healthy food, if it's packaged and processed, it's still considered a processed food. Now, when you were a kid, you wanted Pop-Tarts, you wanted Goldfish, you wanted Ritz crackers, and I was not that excited about giving you those foods, but I could convince you by getting the healthier ones. Mm-hmm. You still weren't sold, but at least that was what I was, like, the middle ground I was willing to allow. And I don't know if that really worked for us or against us.
I would say because I was still consuming it in the same amount, maybe it was better for my health overall because I wasn't eating the seed oils, chemicals, red dye, all the things. But I will say that going from that when I was in my weight loss journey to things like flax crackers that was more helpful because it was lower in calories and it did keep me more full. Like I always go to this point where it's like you can't eat a carton of boiled eggs. Maybe you can eat a carton of deviled eggs.
Yeah, you're not going to binge on celery sticks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you'll still binge on organic Pop-Tarts.
So I would say that's also another thing that kept me fat was eating like junk food snacks or healthy food snacks. So that did keep me fat on my journey. And also dips and sauces kept me really fat. So we underestimate how many calories and how much fat are in these sauces.
Yeah, I used to go on these things where I was having like healthy tortillas made of cassava flour or almond flour, topped with a ton of vegan cheese, and but that was keeping me fat. And that's an example of healthy packaged foods that put together, although delicious and although maybe healthier than a regular quesadilla, were definitely keeping me fat. Now, Penelope and I, like the methodology we've used to lose over 200 pounds as a mother-daughter is really about stepping it up. So even though we're talking about a step that may be further away from you right now, we do believe that taking small steps equals huge strides. And the women in our group are proving that every single day. We have a woman who's lost over 50 pounds and she is just thriving. She is on a roll week after week after week. Our women are losing weight. And so maybe the step for you is an organic Pop-Tart, right? But we're just illustrating things that really just kept us fat and that we've had to trim away over these 2 years. And for me, a little longer, but to keep ourselves losing weight.
One of the biggest, most important things that was really keeping me fat on my journey, which is why I gained so much weight as well, was going out for meals. I would eat so much food out, and that stuff is packed with calories you can't even see. Most menus don't show you the calorie counts, and they're not telling you how much oil they are. The food is so good because they're drenching it in oil, even if it's vegetables, even if it's meat and vegetables. Make your food at home. You can control what goes in your kitchen and what goes on your food.
No. Some people might be saying, like, I never go out. What are you saying?
But listen, so this is the best part about our program and what we created and how I lost this weight. It wasn't through deprivation or starvation. I lost it because I made Burger King at home. I made Chipotle at home. Super easy and super quick. It didn't take me hours and hours to make my Chipotle bowls at home. I just prepared the sides, put it in the fridge, meal prepped it, boom, done. The whole week, it takes me 5 minutes to make my lunch. You know, when you total it up, which is less time and less money than going out to eat.
And more health and more vitality and more energy.
No loose skin and effortless weight loss.
I want to be honest though, like it does take a little bit of time to learn about what your next step is. It does take a little bit of time to start figuring out what you're eating and what you want to trim away and then finding those ingredients and then nailing those recipes. But it's a process, and it's a process that we want to encourage you to do whether you join our group or not. Like just start figuring out where your next step is in your diet and in your life, because I guarantee if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to get the same results. But as soon as you start to do something differently that you know is the right thing to do and you follow through and you build that confidence, then you'll start to see the weight drop off, and you can do it naturally.
On my journey, I would eat so much Chick-fil-A sauce. This is my best example for you guys because I didn't realize how many calories were in it. I would probably go through half a bottle a day, maybe more. That stuff's got like 1,000 calories.
A bottle. Wait, so you used to go to Chick-fil-A and get
the big bottles
of Chick-fil-A sauce. Now, hold on. You were putting that on salads.
Yes, I know, but that's my point.
And you were putting it on homemade burgers with lettuce buns. So it was part of your Step It Up program.
It was part of my Step It Up, but it did not help me. So that's the thing. It's about portions, right? So if you use a tablespoon, it's different than using 4 tablespoons. And so I'm telling you this because I've learned to master making more voluminous dips with things like Greek yogurt or cottage cheese. And you might think that's gross, but no, I've nailed it with the seasonings. I've nailed it with the spices.
And your taste buds have changed.
And because you've been on MasterChef and you know how to do flavor.
I do.
We have a whole flavor guide. If you join our program, we've got this amazing flavor guide that's just so helpful.
And honestly, losing weight can be fun and inspirational. It doesn't have to be like deprivation. Because diets don't work, and that's why they don't work, because you get bored, and that's why you need a partner to like help you every step of the way, like up your game.
I just thought of another thing, which is drinking juice and soda. Really bad.
Well, goes in the category.
If it's no, this is different though, because people drink a lot of sodas and juices, and I'm like, so what can they do instead of doing that? You can get Zevia. You can get
Soda Stream, and then start like seasoning it with like lemon juice.
A girl in our group did this. She did soda water with Ultima packets, different flavors of soda water, and it was such a good idea. So it's possible you can drink teas, but you are going to sacrifice a lot of things if you're drinking juice and soda, and you're not going to be able to eat food.
We really believe that your body can heal itself naturally. It can heal from the inside out. And part of that healing process is losing weight. Because if you don't get to the root of why you put the weight on in the first place, chances are you're going to put the weight right back on. So if you're on weight loss medication, I want you to know that your body can heal itself. And everybody needs to get off it at some point. It's not a sustainable model. It's not an equitable model. It's expensive. There are risks. So if you want to transition off of it, we're here for you. If you don't feel ready, subscribe and watch our free content, because we love to share it and we're here every single day of the week. And don't forget to get our ultimate skincare guide. So click the link in the description below.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we will see you all the time.